Hi students, welcome to Ajitaha IAS Academy. In this video, we will discuss about the topic about linking of Aadhaar card with voter card through a bill that was recently been passed by the Rajya Sabha through voice vote that is the Election Laws Amendment Bill 2021. We will discuss about the purpose of the bill and the benefits what government is saying and also the related laws and the sections and the Supreme Court judgments and also objections raised by the opposition leaders and others, and we will give some analytical perspective if needed. Okay, so the bill name is the Election Laws Bill 2021. The purpose is the linking of electoral roll data with Aadhaar ecosystem, and the law ministry is saying that it is optional and voluntary. So, and they are saying if a person approaches an electoral registration officer, sorry, if any person approaches an electoral registration officer and while entering the data, if the electoral registration officer finds that the name already exists in the electoral roll, then in order to prove their identity, the officer can ask what is that? Aadhaar card details. That is the submission of Aadhaar card details. However, if a person asks the electoral officer to remove their name and for inclusion for the first time, they will not ask, and the showing of Aadhaar card details and submission of Aadhaar card details is not mandatory. So this is what the information being provided in the Rajya Sabha. Okay, so what are the other benefits that government is saying? We will discuss. Benefits is the problem of multiple enrollments of some person at the same person at different places can be eliminated. They are saying that a person might be staying in Hyderabad, for example, and the same person is actually a native or a born at some other village or a town in other parts of India. For example, in some town called Vijayawada. Okay, he can enroll his name at Vijayawada and also in another state which is Hyderabad. Or example, some person is lived in some other place like Pune, or he was born in Pune or some other place in Maharashtra. Okay, for example, take Shirdi. He can register himself in Shirdi, but for job purpose he came to Hyderabad or Bangalore or any other person or purpose like Mumbai. He can register there itself again. So this violates the section 18 of the Representation of People Act 1950. Why I am going through sections also? Prelims examination, the UPSC is also asking this kind of questions. They are not asking the facts, but they are asking the concepts, whether it is mentioned in the constitution, whether it is mentioned in the bill or any other act, or is it a Supreme Court judgment, or what is this directive principle, or what exactly is the constitutional philosophy. So if we want to understand the concept, we don't need to remember the name, but whether it is a part of the constitution or any other statutory amendment or any other just a proposal or just a convention of a parliamentary system is what we need to remember, so that when we quote them with the facts, we will get more answers in mains, but also helps us to eliminate the options in the prelims examination. So it violates that inclusion of a person in multiple places, that is registration of his name at multiple places, is a violation of the RPA 1950 but not 1951. Okay, this might mean like this also, it will get confused in the prelims. That's why I am mentioning. And any person on section 19 we will discuss more. And it is saying multiple enrollments of the same person at different places can be eliminated, and if there is a new registration, it will alert the officer if a previous registration already exists. Let us not go into details. We will say what is government is saying, what is the benefit, so that we can quote in the examination or any other essay saying that the government is bringing so many reforms. This is one of the reforms like that. So we can have more information to present our expression in the mains examination or in the ethics paper also. and it cleans the electoral roll system, and it facilitates the registration at a residential location. That is, if a person is moving to some other place, what I have mentioned, for job or any other purpose, he can go and register himself in that residential location, that is update in his electoral roll using Aadhaar. So that identity proof, Aadhaar is a residential proof but not a citizenship proof. Aadhaar is a residential proof which is valid throughout India, so that he won't face any other problems. Because if you go to Bangalore or any other cities, even any place for a residential purpose, for even some new persons came for a job in some Hyderabad or any other place, it will take some time to get a voter ID there. It will take some time to get a uh, identity proof. Usually, if a person has that, what is that, land rental proof agreement, it is the starting thing. He has to get rental proof agreement, and using that rental proof agreement, he can enroll his voter ID or any other gas bill like that. But if you have an Aadhaar, you can register with the voter system. Also get the voter, you can also register any other things in that area. So that it is saying it will facilitate the registration at the residential location, and it streamlines the alterations in electoral photo identity card system. EPIC means electoral photo identity card system, and it reduces the electoral malpractices. We all know nobody want to teach that, because every person knows what are electoral malpractices, and we can also make, if you comment, if you want, we can make a detailed video. But electoral malpractices, every person who watches movies will know it. And yeah, coming to Representation of People Act 1950, it deals, the amendment majorly deals with the section 23, which says inclusion of the names in the electoral roll. That is, it is not a constitutional right, it is not a fundamental right. However, getting an, that is, which is, there was a little bit clarity on the confusion. Let's not go into that, because if we go into deep, we'll get confused. So that is, inclusion of names in the electoral roll is a statutory right. I am saying inclusion of your name in a electoral roll is a statutory right that is mentioned in section 23 of RPA, and some other also came that preparation of electoral rolls is a duty of the election commission. This is what they are saying. And section 17 says one person cannot enroll himself at more than one constituency. That is, he cannot enroll himself in some Delhi, and he cannot enroll himself in some other constituency in Mumbai, or even different states, and even in the same state. More than one constituency, he is not eligible, he is not permitted to enroll, which is according to section 17, which is a statutory thing. And section 18, as I have already mentioned, he cannot enroll more than once, even in the same constituency also. He should enroll only at once. And section 19 says, this is very important, any person who is not less than 18 years of age is entitled to be registered under electoral roll. Who is not less than 18 years of age is entitled. That is, one must be more than 18 years to get registered with electoral roll. Okay, this is very important, which is a statutory right. That is, what I am saying is inclusion into electoral roll, these two terms. But right to vote is a fundamental, is a constitutional right. Okay, right to vote is a constitutional right, but getting enrolled is a statutory right. If I say all these things at one time, right, you will get confused. But slowly we will inject. There is the art of learning and art of teaching. And coming to other valid judgments, Puttaswamy case, if I tell same cases, but there are two cases, but if we discuss the same cases, you will get confused which is what during the examination. So let us stick to Lal Babu Hussain and the electoral registration officer and the other case in 1995. Puttaswamy case is the recent case, which is very well known, and we will discuss later. So the case, Lal Babu Hussain case, what it's saying is Supreme Court, which is a five bench constitutional bench, said that when a electoral registration officer ordered that the residents of the Mumbai and Delhi, they have to prove their identity while enrolling their names, not even the first time or whatever, whenever it said that the officer said that they have to prove their identity Then Supreme Court said it is unconstitutional. You cannot order any kind of a such thing. So, but technically, whether it's good or bad, we will not go into the discussion. We will follow the Supreme Court judgments because we cannot change anything even if we discuss. If we have the scope, that's a different discussion today. Okay, this is just a teaching sessions. We can, okay, this is not a debate. And coming to the objections raised by the oppositions and others, it violates the what opposition and others saying that it violates the fundamental right to privacy which is given in the Puttaswamy judgment. Now you will get clear, right? Now you will have, it is easy for you to remember. It violates the fundamental right to privacy which was given in the Puttaswamy judgment by Supreme Court, and it will disenfranchise some people and profile the citizens. Disenfranchise means the government can, okay, how it will means they will remove the person's name from the electoral roll itself, and those people think that they have registered, but their name will not come in the final electoral roll in any of the constituencies, and they will lose the right to vote. Their votes will be lost to eternity in the space. Nobody will know. That's what opposition is saying. How they can do is, they say the government can profile the citizens' role. It means they can track the voters' behavior according to the rules, not directly. Some NGOs are saying they can go deep search and they can track and all those stuff, whatever. Whether the government can do, they have the machinery, or any other parties can do for the sake of their winning in the elections, whatever. We should not go. They're saying that, but it is not an easy process. It will take a lot of time, and with the methods being machine learning and artificial intelligence, it might be quantum computing, but it is not so easy, and well, it's not so simple as being mentioned by so many NGOs also, but it is not impossible. That's what they are saying. Okay, and non-citizens will be voting. Yeah, this is the point we need to remember, because Aadhaar is a proof of residence but not citizenship. So people staying who came from some other surrounding countries, who came to this country in search of refugees also, they will get Aadhaar. And those people, when they can go to officer and they can include their names. That's what opposition is saying. But to technically possible, it's not so easy. Okay, and they're saying disenfranchise some people means there is a proof that 3 million voters have been missed in the electoral rolls in the Andhra Pradesh in the recent election offences. This is called disenfranchisement. Let us not go into more deep into that. So, and there are other things which I have mentioned, related topics and keywords also, like participative democracy. The government is saying in a participative democracy, the citizenship, in a participative democracy, we need to maintain this kind of a uniqueness in the names of the people in the electoral roll. And other keywords are expeditious considerations of the election commission, that the government has to do things in expeditious way, like that kind of keywords we can use. And other law minister, electoral reforms, PMO, all these things have been involved. And one more thing is, in 2015, the National Electoral Roll Purification and Automation Program is a program that is being launched by the Election Commission of India, but not by the government directly. Okay, not the I mean to say the party or any other ministry. It is the Election Commission which has launched this National Electoral Roll Purification and Automation Program, launched by the Election Commission of India, but not by Law Ministry or any other public grievances ministry. And their objective is to link the Aadhaar with the voter ID and to eliminate the duplication of the names in the electoral roll, either in one constituency, that is the same constituency, or the multiple constituencies, both. This program we need to remember, which have a chance to be asked in the prelims. Okay, so thank you so much. We will meet in the another video with more interesting videos. Thank you so much. Bye bye guys.